Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a chit chat, get ready with me / story time about my time working at Clinique, as well as showing you guys some of my favorite Clinique products. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and just jump straight into this very fun makeup look. First we're going to go ahead, I did prime my skin. I don't have a Clinique primer and I didn't really feel like there was any primers that I loved in order to purchase. When I was working there, they didn't really have that many, range. So I kind of just skipped getting a primer. So we're just going to jump straight into our foundation. Today I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my Stay Matte foundation, and this one is in the shade Golden, and this was one of my favorite foundations that Clinique had at the time. And now I haven't tried this foundation since I worked at Clinique, so I don't even know if this color is the right color. It still looks pretty good. It's a little bit dark, but I think it's gonna be okay. I'm actually like trying to figure out with my makeup, you guys, like what color is like my best color. If you guys saw my Skims haul, it looked like my foundation didn't match, right? But it was just the lighting. Like it was just the lighting, I promise. Well, I've been trying to figure out if I want to do like darker foundations, because I noticed that when you do the concealer and all that stuff, your makeup gets lighter. So I think maybe I'm gonna start going like a shade darker and then just, doing all those steps to kind of, bringing it all back full circle. So Clinique was like my first job in the beauty industry, and it was so crazy at how I was able to even transition into this industry, because before working at Clinique, I didn't have any actual like cosmetics experience. I put makeup on myself and put makeup on my family members, but never actually, as a professional. So when I was working at Bloomingdale's, I was selling clothes, and I just would always find myself going downstairs to the makeup counters and just wanting to be down there in that world. And so one day I asked the cosmetics manager, and she was not the nicest lady. At the time, she was not the nicest lady. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna beat my face and I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna ask her, can I transfer to your department? And so it actually took me some time to get there, because I had to wait for like the proper role to open up, because she was like, girl, you don't got no experience, so I can't just put you at one of my most, busiest counters because you don't know how to, do makeup. So she thought. And so I was like, I know how to do makeup. I've been doing makeup. I just don't have it, on my resume, girl. But like, look at this face, sis. I'm beat. And so at first she was going to have me do like a gift squad that just comes around seasonally, and then somebody is having a gift with purchase, then I would work at that counter. But I'm like, girl, I'm a full-time employee. I need a full-time job. Like, I'm not trying to be seasonal. And so she was like, well, I have an opening at Clinique. Like, the girl that was working there, she went on maternity leave. I don't know if she's coming back. You can have that job until she comes back, pretty much. And so I was like, okay. It was like the worst. I was so bad, because I was just like, girl, this ain't even really makeup. Like, it was more skincare at the time. And Clinique has a reputation for being like your mom or your grandma's skincare brand. Like, not a lot of younger people at the time had really even used Clinique. And if you were using it and you were young, you were like a preteen that just started getting acne, and your mom was like, here, use this. So I really was so confused when I got down there. I was like, girl, who's buying this? Like, nobody bought this, quite honestly, except for the older women. I'm like, look, I'm trying to be in the action. Like, I want to be beating faces. And I worked actually right next to the MAC counter, and you guys know at the time MAC was like popping. Like, everybody wanted all the collections that MAC was coming out with. So after a few months of working there, I was like, starting to get a little more comfortable with the fact that, I'm gonna have to really go out here and pretty much sell myself to these customers, because nobody's like stopping at Clinique to get their makeup done. And there were actually not a lot of African-American girls working in the cosmetics department. So what I would do, which, I would always do, is I would just stand out, and I would just kind of put myself out there in a way that people wanted to come and see like what I had or what I was wearing. So I would beat my face I would try to use Clinique products, but at the time, again, they did not have a very wide range of makeup. They had makeup, but they didn't have like, a good diverse and, nice range of a nice selection of makeup, let's say. So I would have to like really, play with all the colors and really do like the most craziest bold looks to get people to like see me, and then to come over and say like, hey, what do you guys have over here? And that's pretty much how I got my customers. I was like the selling technique that I was using. Like, I was like, if my makeup looks good, people are gonna ask me what I'm wearing, and then I'll just go ahead and say it's something from Clinique. And usually that will work because sometimes there was always something that I could kind of like translate into like what Clinique had. But like sis, I was wearing MAC most of the time. Like I definitely had on like their pops of colors because Clinique wasn't there yet. So right now it's like really nice to see everything come full circle. Like when I was there, a lot of these products that I'm going to be using today were products that they were like future forecasting for. So it wasn't coming out until like 2 years later. And I was just like, so why are y'all showing it to us? So now when I see it, I'm just like, wow, they actually did it. And one of those things is the Even Better Concealer. And I've actually never tried this. So like I said, the foundation, that's like my favorite foundation by Clinique. Same color, same everything. This is new. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a try. I actually used it for my eyebrows when I was cleaning them up and it was really nice. Like it's buildable, but it gives a good coverage to start off with. Like it's not like too liquidy and then you have to like, you know, really add a lot of product. It was really nice. It was really nice. So we're gonna go ahead, and this one is in the shade Cream Caramel. So I really don't know how this is gonna look underneath my eyes. Ooh, that's actually not bad at all. If I'm not mistaken, at the time, the Even Better line was supposed to be like one that had like skincare properties in it that were supposed to be healthy for you while you wore makeup. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I believe there's an Even Better powder. But yeah, it was really hard for me to sell Clinique. And what I definitely had to do was just pretty much sell myself and like put myself out there and really get people to come over and want to buy from us. And then, you know, eventually I was actually good though. I was good at my job. I was good at doing faces, and eventually they asked, hey, would you like to be permanent down here? And I was like so excited. I was so happy because that was like one of the things I was trying to do the whole time, was like prove myself and prove like I deserve to be here. And so it was so great when it was like recognized and they're like, all right, you actually are doing good here. You know how to do makeup and you know what you're doing. So we're going to keep you here. And I loved it. Like I loved working in the cosmetics department. Like I said, Clinique wasn't one of those very established and reputable brands amongst like the younger generation. So at the time, you know, I was really just like, oh my gosh, like I hate working at this counter. Like I would rather work, you know, next door at MAC. And it was like one of the things that when you're in the moment, you forget to be appreciative of it because you wanted it so bad. And that's like what it was. Like I wanted to be there so bad. And then when I got there, I was just like, okay, now that I proved myself and I know that I can do better and be better, I want another counter. Like I want one of those busy counters. And I didn't end up moving to a different counter. I stayed at where I was at Clinique, and it was just like one of those things that was a really nice entry into the makeup game. Their skincare products that they do have are like pretty good. Like I never really use them because I didn't really like have acne, and I feel like Clinique has a lot of great products for people who have acne prone skin. And if you were oily skin, they actually have products geared specifically for that. Like a lot of brands just kind of give a just like, you know, one size fit all kind of skincare and, you know, cleanser and face wash and stuff like that. Whereas Clinique, they have like, if you have oily skin, if you have dry skin, if you have combo skin, like it was a little bit of everything for everybody, which that was a really great thing for me to understand, like the different skin types and what skins do and don't need. So I'm gonna actually add a little bit more concealer because I like that coverage, but I just want a little more. But it was just like one of those things that as far as like the trainings that they had, it was really, really nice and helpful. As far as like just product development, I felt like a lot of their products made a lot of sense. Like they were on to things before a lot of other people were, and it's because they were a skincare brand. So when a lot of companies now come out with, you know, makeup that has like, you know, serums in it and things like that, like I swear Clinique was one of like the first brands to do that, simply because that was one of the main things that people knew them for. So they had to kind of figure out which lane to go into. But over time, you know, Clinique became one of those brands that was like, okay, you know what, we're going to start transforming our products, and we're going to go ahead and start, you know, getting into colors and not like grandma colors. Like they had this one color called Black Honey that like, all the old ladies love Black Honey. It was like this little, not even a real lipstick, it was like a lip balm, but it like built up and gave just like a little deepness to the lips. It was a very natural color, but it was like, that's all the ladies ever wanted. And I'm just like, this color ain't even cute. Like, you know, I see where you guys were going, but you guys totally missed the mark. Like colors that they had before were not very, you know, diverse, meaning that, you know, a color that looked good on her absolutely would look terrible on me, but then they would only have one color. So then it was just like, there was no variety. And now when I look at their website and I see like the pop line and just all those different products that they have now, I'm just like, you guys came a long way, like a long way. I'm so proud because it's 2021, and if y'all wasn't gonna get with it, y'all was really gonna just stay a skincare brand. I'm not dissing it at all because I've seen like the results on other people, but just for me personally, it just wasn't it. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our contour, and we're gonna be using the Clinique Chubby Stick, and this one is in Curvy Contour. So when I was working at Clinique, this was like one of the main things that sold out pretty fast because, you know, it was a contour stick. And before everybody else was doing contour sticks, Clinique had their whole Chubby Stick line where they had contours and they also had cheat colors. So I will say Clinique, they were onto something, but it didn't really like resonate with everybody again because they were just a skincare brand. So even though they were formulating good products, no one knew about it. But Clinique is like one of those brands that really takes, you know, into consideration like employee development. They always made sure that we fully knew the products before we went out here and tried to sell it, because there was stuff that they were like, oh, this is what the purpose of this is for. And I was just like, girl, this is a lotion. This is not gonna do all that. Maybe like 3 to 4 times a year, we gave out a gift with purchase, and depending on which store you were in, you might have some extra, you know, gift with purchases. And so women would literally come and like look at all the stuff that we have, make a list of it, and be like, okay, I'll be back in 2 months when you guys have the gift with purchase. And I would just be like, why? Like, you would probably have to restock by then. Buy this now. And plus, we earn commission, and so it was really hard to earn like a really decent sized commission off of Clinique, simply because the price point of it was really low compared to other makeup and skincare brands that Bloomingdale's had. Clinique was like one of the cheapest things. People would literally come over and be like, oh, she wants this, but she can't afford Guerlain, so can you go ahead and like, you know, find her the Clinique version? And I would literally be like, yes and no at the same time, because it was like we had stuff, but we didn't have everything. So it was just like, you kind of had to sell what you had. Like, you really had to like know your products. And so for me, Clinique was just like a really good stepping stone and entry point into this entire like, you know, beauty world. Now, the only thing that I would say I just like totally hated about Clinique was wearing the lab coats. So Clinique, because they are a like, you know, a skincare brand, and they supposedly have scientists, not supposedly, but they have these scientists and all these people behind them making sure that they're giving you like the best products and the best stuff. We had to wear these lab coats like we were in a lab, and I would like literally do everything in my power to find a reason to take my lab coat off, because I'm cute and I didn't want to be under this doctor coat looking like, you know, somebody's dentist or something. Like, I was really just like, do we have to wear these every day? And they're like, yes, it's a part of your uniform. And I would be so mad because I would just be like standing there in this coat. I got these cute shoes on, I got this cute outfit, my face beat, and then I gotta wear this ugly white coat that ruins everything. Like, that was probably the most frustrating thing about it. And my manager would always come by and she'd be like, where's your coat? And I'd be like, okay, so the Stay Matte foundation is super nice because it mattifies down, but it doesn't get too matte. So you guys know me, I am a very dry girl. I can't really do too many matte products, but certain things I can do. And this is one of those things that I think even if you have dry skin, you might still really like this foundation. I am not going to set it with a powder because it doesn't need to be. Like, that's how good and like matte it sets down, but it's not like a super matte. So don't think that your face is gonna be like super powdery dry. It's just gonna kind of be a nice natural finish to it. And especially throughout the day, if you're like me and you're not super oily, you don't need to set it. If you are super oily, you might want to set it, because throughout the day this does turn into a more natural wear because I don't set it and just like my natural oils start to kind of come through. However, if you're oily AF and you wear this and then throughout the day, you know, you don't have no powders on, you're definitely gonna see it. So I would definitely say set it with a powder if you are oily. Okay, so I went ahead to set my face and I applied some eyeliner. That way I can go ahead and apply my mascara. So one of my favorite mascaras by Clinique is the Chubby Lash Mascara. However, they had the High Impact Mascara as one of the Sephora point options, and so I actually did like this one before they came out with the Chubby Lash. So I was like, okay, I'll get it with my points. Like, I ain't gonna buy it, but I'll get it with my points. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this, and if I'm not mistaken, they also have a waterproof option of this. The thing that I love about working at Clinique as my first, you know, beauty brand is that it gave me the opportunity to not only learn about makeup, but it gave me the insight into skincare that I didn't really understand. And at the time, I was really struggling with my skin and just had no idea like what was supposed to help, what was, you know, harmful to me, what ingredients were harmful. And so being that they're a very clean brand, I was able to get better information about how to rebuild my skincare barrier, what to look for inside of my skincare products and what not to. And like now in this day and age when skincare and makeup are literally one and the same now, I feel like Clinique was one of those companies that kind of, you know, sparked that kind of, you know, product, because they had to figure out how to cross over. And I feel like now everywhere you look, everybody has like a serum or some, you know, healthy benefactors inside of their products. And so it's just interesting to see how the entire makeup world has changed, but as well as how Clinique has definitely, you know, they were on the back burner and they had to find a way to kind of rebrand, and I feel like they did that. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump into our lips, and we're about to finish out this look, okay? So for our lips, I went ahead to grab one of the quick liners, and this one is in the shade Chili, as well as grabbing one of the Clinique Lip Pop lipsticks, and this one is in the shade Blushing Pop. So the really cool thing about these lipsticks is that it has a lipstick primer in the lipstick. So it gives you a really, really good payout and it lasts a really long time. So first I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips, and it's been a while since I tried these colors out, so I hope this is cute. And the cool thing about their lip liners is that they are retractable and push up, and oh my gosh, mine does not, okay, there it goes. It wasn't going up for a second. But you don't have to worry about sharpening it with a pencil because you just twist it up, unless it gets stuck like mine's almost. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my lipstick. Again, this is the Blushing Lip Pop. It definitely feels hydrating on your lips. Like it's not one of those dry lipsticks, which is really nice. Alrighty guys, and here is the finished look. I really loved how this look turned out, especially the foundation. Like, I mean, all I did was the foundation with y'all. If you guys are actually interested in seeing the eye look, make sure to check out my Instagram and check out my TikTok because I will be posting it over there. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys have any favorites from Clinique that you guys love, or if you've ever used Clinique and that was like, you know, your brand growing up, let me know down in the comment section. I want to know how many people actually tried Clinique. If you guys did like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are not. I do post every Tuesday and Friday, but if you can't remember that, just go ahead and hit that notification bell and you will get notified every time I post a video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I will link those down below so that way you can easily click and follow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.